What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Bean Big here, and today we are back at it again
with
two
two
boys
boys drink bleach.
yeah, don't drink bleach, don't drink bleach.
Don't
Yay.
drink bleach. Disclaimer: don't like and subscribe while you're at it.
Like and subscribe,
Uh,
hit the like button.
Yeah, do that early because we always forget.
Yeah, we do, and it actually works. It turns out 90% of y'all aren't subscribed to my. No, I'm not putting the
Honestly,
anime.
probably 0% of you are subscribed to this. But oh well.
That is factual. That is actual factual. But if you like Bleach, hit the like button before we dig into the series, and then you dislike the video.
Unfortunately, that is that is what might be happening today.
Today we bring you back with the what's a good descriptive word? The pretty good until it isn't down in your blood war arc part. Second, the rest of it, the finale of the series, the finale of this series. Two boys drink bleach. Unfortunately.
Ish.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the end of the end of Bleach, the mainline story.
Mainline. We may watch the movies. We may not. I mean, we're definitely watching one of them, but you know, stay tuned for that.
Oh boy.
Oh man, let's fucking go. So,
Alright.
So
let's get into it.
Yeah, without further ado, let's get into this shit. Where we left off, you watch, which we're gonna keep calling him that, even though
you watch, even though we learned the pronunciation.
We learned it's like Yuha.
Yeah, Yuhaba or
Yuhabak.
Yeah, Yuhabak. I don't know.
It's still not agreed upon.
You watch. Yeah, no. Hopefully, when the anime comes out, we'll get an official pronunciation for it.
Yeah, but it'd be funny if the dub and the sub are different.
Say it different. That would be really funny.
Oh god.
Yeah, you watch just took off to the Soul Palace.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, that's where we left off.
Yeah, because he took off after Ichigo opened the portal for him. Ichigo.
What's the relationship with Ichigo? Anyways,
and then back down on the ground.
Yes.
I totally forget what's going on.
Okay. We're gonna breeze through most of this shit. They're fighting the girl who can turn people into zombies. She's part of the fucking idol group. She's not even a girl, apparently. This part was so fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
It sort of made me a little uncomfortable because they were kind of fucking, really judging her for dressing like that.
I barely remember this part, but yeah, I do remember just being really weird about what they were talking about.
Because they were like, "Oh, she's a dude," and she was like, "No," and I was like, "I don't know how I feel about it." But she's not even that big of a character. Her ability is interesting.
Yeah. No, it's
anything your blood, anything that gets covered in her blood.
Yeah, anything that gets covered in her blood turns into a zombie that she can control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly kind of hated her.
I didn't like her that much either.
I feel like I was supposed to hate her. I liked the fight, I guess. I just really did not like her personality at all. It was very obnoxious.
There was a lot of people fought her. We had some of the captains, some of the lieutenants show up and they fought her, but then they got caught. And she pulled out Hitsugaya as a zombie form, and then he started botting people. And then Mayuri showed up, and once Mayuri showed up, it was basically over.
Yeah, he's like, these zombies are mine now.
Yeah,
I've found a way to turn your zombies into mine.
At the same time, there's this big dude who uses love to attack, and he was controlling the 69 dude to fight Vyakia for a quick sec. But again, Mayuri just showed up and pulled out his zombies, and the dude tried to control them using love, and he's like, "My zombies don't need love," and then he fucking absolutely decimated them.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. I don't know. This was the only part of the arc that kind of dragged for me.
Yeah, this whole like zombie fight. Yeah, this was kind of.
I kind of stopped
It just
reading
stuck
for a little
around.
bit, and then I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
It just stuck around for just a little too long. Like it wasn't bad. It just was just there a little too long to just get like a little uninteresting.
Yeah.
But overall, good choreography and everything. You know, classic Bleach. Panels were nice. It was a good fight. Just went on for just a tad too long.
Yeah, but on the bright side, after this fight's over, we come back to the Soul Palace. Ichigo's chasing Yowachi right now, but Yowachi gets up there to the Soul Palace first.
Mm-hmm.
And as he gets up there, oh my god, this is where like it picks back up, bro. Like he runs into the pompadour dude. I forget his name. First, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
In one of the other fucking Squad Zero people, but they can't attack him. Like all the attacks are just warping around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was pretty sick.
Just yeah, like, no.
The ability to I don't even know how he described the ability to like warp shit around him. It wasn't your watch abilities. It was one of his stern riders or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Or
I don't
his royal guard, I think is what he called them. Like, oh, you guys are the royal guard. Let me fight you with my royal guard.
My royal guard, yeah.
And then we got to meet his royal guard. But they all get. I mean, his royal guard all got bodied by my boy Nimaya. Absolutely pulled out the sharpest Zanpakuto in existence.
Oh god, this fight was so raw.
Yeah. So we just got the warping guy. Those guys kind of the other squadrons kind of got bodied, but then Nimaya shows up, and he's just like, he pulls out this container and it's just liquid and a blade.
Yeah, it's like he just pulls. It's like a It's like it's being held in like formaldehyde, like a lab specimen. It's really cool.
It's really good. He's like, yeah, I can't make a fucking. This is a failed Zanpakuto. I can't make a sheath for it because it's too sharp.
There's no sheath like that I can create that will hold this sword.
And like the warp guy, bodied. Like he starts warping the shit, but he's like, it's too. I'm just cutting through you. Like
he just cuts like the warping and the man. He just like bodies like all of them pretty much. He bodies
the entire royal guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, oh man, the royal guard got defeated. You'll see what your watch does in a second. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, okay, I thought Nimaya was built different, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, no, that shit was sick.
Oh man. But he can't. So he couldn't cut your watch though. I think is what happened.
Something like that.
Yeah, but then your watch was like, oh, my royal guard got defeated. Time to revive them all and give them their abilities back that I took from them. Because he had the ability to take power. And he also, I don't remember if this, no, it was a little later. Never mind. But he gave his royal guard some more abilities, and then Nimaya loses. But then my boy Ichibe. Ichibe shows up and is like, you watch, I'm gonna have to take you down.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And then just hits him with the
he's clapping cheeks at. Is Ichibe like confirmed stronger than Yamamoto? Because I remember they compared him to Yamamoto.
I don't know. I can't. I can't remember. Was he like the first Captain General or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's definitely like up there.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely at least on either on par with Yamamoto or above him, because I just don't know. I just can't really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but Ichibe, he pulls out his paintbrush Zanpakuto, um, which
Yeah.
and we find out that his ability is to control the color black.
To control the color black. Like, what a power.
like, well, first of all, black isn't even a color, but so like black exists everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what
Yeah,
if
he's like,
it's just dark? He just controls the darkness.
yeah, if it's like nighttime out, where he just controls the sky,
It's
it's
just
like,
like, bro, Ichibe is so strong. It's a little unfortunate because we don't really get to see him pop off all that much.
no, he puts up a pretty good fight against you, watch.
Yeah, he's
But he
winning.
just,
He's winning.
yeah, he's winning for the
He
most part.
he's winning, and then if his paintbrush so much as touches you, he can just change your arm into whatever. Like he can change the name
Yeah.
of whatever he touches too. Like
Oh yeah,
renames it.
yeah, yeah. So it's like you don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
So he covers your watch. He changes your watch's name to Black Ant.
Mm.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm about to smash the black ants," and he summons a full fucking leg, and he tries to squish your watch. But this is when your watch's true Almighty ability activates, the Almighty,
The Almighty, the A.
and he absorbs all the Stern Rider's powers from down below, all the ones that he deems unnecessary. I don't remember what he said. Um, the ones that he doesn't need anymore, essentially. He absorbs all their powers and everything, and he unlocks his Almighty.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then everybody down below gets all pissed off at him because they're like, "Oh no,
Yeah, the
you
ones he
left us first of all, and then you're gonna steal our power back?"
Yeah. Because there was it was just a light beam that came down, and some of them
Yeah.
got absolutely. Whoever got hit by the light got bodied. Some of them were able to dodge it. And those guys were upset. Which we'll talk about. My boy in a second. I forget his name.
Bazby.
Bazby. Oh yeah, Bazby. Probably
Bazby.
my favorite Stern Rider.
Oh yeah, he was definitely my favorite too.
But then yeah, Ichibei just fucking. Oh my god. His whole torso gone.
Yeah, he just got blasted.
It was like
Unfortunately.
just head and hands. That's all that survived.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. He survives though somehow.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Um,
Well, because he's the power to control. I think it's because he has the power to control names and shit.
Names. Yeah, he kind of somehow. I don't remember
Yeah.
how he
Because
did
okay,
it,
so
but
Ichigo shows up right after this happens because you watch is going to the Soul King and he stabs the Soul
yeah,
King. Then Ichigo shows up and Ichigo's like, then Ichibei's like, Ichigo, remember my name, say it out loud, and then Ichigo goes, Ichibei, and then he comes back from that.
yeah.
So that's busted, by the way.
Yeah.
And then Ichibei's like, all right, Ichigo, you're the only one who can do it, and he sends Ichigo, and then when Ichigo leaves, he's like, yeah, this motherfucker can't win. I just wanted to.
I just need him to. I just need him to stall.
Yeah. Like, it's over. Like,
Damn, bro.
Ichibei just gave up hope at this point. But Ichigo shows up in to the Soul King's room, and your watch is like, "Oh, Ichigo, my son, you're finally here to do my work for me." And Ichigo's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And he goes to attack him, but doesn't attack your watch. Cuts the Soul King in half.
Yeah. Yeah. His Quincy blood in him, I guess.
Yeah, just
Watch
your watch controlled it. Yeah, made him cut the Soul King, and we find out what the Soul King's purpose is when this happens. The three worlds start shaking.
Yeah, he's holding like the realms together, basically.
And if he's gone,
like,
it's just collapsing. It's just like a total event collapse, like a horizon just collapsing.
yeah. Yeah, stuff's about like the realms are about to rip themselves apart, basically.
Yeah. But on the ground, all the captains have been hanging out. Did we talk about Aizen in the last part? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I think we did. Yeah. He was talking. We definitely did. Tell your watch visited Aizen. Asked about that.
Yeah. But we talk about him in this, like when Shintui went to get him?
I don't think so. I think that happens like during like the
During
zombie
now.
bit, maybe.
Yeah, Shinsui went to go get Aizen, and Aizen is like, "Oh, I'll just bring the Soul Palace." Aizen pops off basically.
Yeah.
Aizen in restraints, fucking bodies people. Like his ankle is free, and he bodies people.
Yeah, like man's sitting in his chair for most of this arc, but
Mm-hmm.
he's still bodying people all the same.
He had 3 locks unlocked. It was like his ankle, his mouse, and like something else. I don't remember. And Shinsui unlocked, and then Aizen was able to unlock more of them just by having those 3 unlocked.
Yeah.
But he's still sitting in his chair, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just bring the whole Soul Palace down."
And then he actually tries it. But
yeah, because all the captains, and the lieutenants are trying to figure out how to get to the Soul Palace. And
yeah, 'cause they don't got Oaken.
Yeah, Uruha's plan is, Ichigo just went up there with the Oaken, so there's a little grace period where it's still sort of open, so Uruha wants to open a portal. But Aizen was like, no, I'll just bring it down.
And they're like, how about you don't do that?
Yeah, how about no?
How about you don't destroy the Soul Society? Like, you want to rule it, right? Like, we won't do good for you to destroy it.
And while this is happening, the Soul King gets defeated, and so the world starts shaking, and they're like, oh, fuck, it's over. But then Ukitake is like, sorry, guys, I gotta go.
I gotta go. I gotta head out.
And then he's like, I was saved by the Soul King when I was a child. I have his left arm in my body.
Right hand.
Right hand in my body. And then he's like, so I'm going to become the new Soul King, essentially. And so the right hand launches out of his body up to the Soul Palace and grabs onto the Soul King, stopping the tremors. Right, everybody's good. But Ukitake dies in the process.
Yeah, I mean, like he's still alive for the most part until I think upstairs you watch kind of ripped that shit off that was stabilizing it.
Yeah.
But oh well. I liked him, but he kind of he went out in a decent way, I guess.
At least he died.
Yeah, no.
It'd be funny if he did this and then at the end of the arc, oh shit, Ukitake's alive. That's crazy.
He's like one of the only ones that actually died, I feel like, in this arc.
Yeah, somebody else dies, but they come back to... I guess they don't come back to life. They get remade, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's all the zombies, right? They're still kind of zombies.
Yeah.
But they're not... They're zombies. They're not really dead yet. I mean, they're dead, but...
Yeah, but then Mario brings it back to life anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're not really dead.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
And then they try to fight your watch, but your watch is like, alright, fuck you guys. And then your watch is like, you know what? That's the Soul King's arm? I'll just take that shit.
yeah, no. I'll just eat that. That's mine now.
I'm gonna eat that. And so now your watch is the new Soul King. So on top of his almighty powers, he got whatever he absorbed from the Soul King, which is
Soul King,
world stability, I guess. I don't fucking know. Describe
that the ability to like make and remake worlds or something.
Yeah, he
like
can.
That?
I think he can, because that's what his plan is. We find out that he wants to just, which was it cleared it up because I was like, what do the Quincy's want?
Yeah.
Because if the Quincy's exist, it's in Event Horizon. Like the world will collapse if they're killing hollows, right? But your watch wants to make a world where death isn't a thing. Like death,
something like that.
Where we don't have to worry about balance essentially because nobody will move. It'll all just be.
It'll just be still.
Still, yeah. A little unclear.
yeah, honestly, a little unclear. But it's good enough motive, I guess.
Yeah, it's good enough. Let me see. Where are we? All this shit happened so fast. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's all kind of this arc. The second part of this arc goes really fast.
Yeah. So now that the world's safe, Fukutaki's dead. This is when Bazby and the other girls show up, the surviving Stern Riders, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll help you guys take on the thing."
You guys, yeah, because we're mad. We're mad at you, Watch, for betraying us.
Quincy, Uryu finally is on our side again, and he's like, "All right, you guys go on ahead. Ichigo, because you watch went somewhere, like ascended somewhere. I don't know if I can know." And he's waiting for Ichigo now. And so...
Yeah.
And so Uryu has to fight the second in command while Ichigo and them go after your watch again.
Yeah. I think in this time you watch, like, remade the whole Soul King,
yeah, he made the whole palace.
Soul Palace.
Made it the Quincy symbol.
Yeah, made it the Quincy symbol, made it like a Quincy Palace. Kind of cool looking. But not the most unique looking location.
And then Yoruichi shows up in not Yoruichi, some of the fucking Riruka? Was it Riruka? They show up as a ride because Yoruichi gives them a ride to the new Soul King Palace.
I think they finally get through, right? Like the whole group gets up to
Yeah, they get separated. I remember. Because Yoruichi, Ichigo, Chad, or Hime all end up on one part of the palace, and then like Yoruichi's younger brother, who we meet in this arc, which I honestly thought was her younger sister, because like they say this, but he does look almost exactly like Yoruichi, just
almost
a younger
exactly
version.
Like
right, he's with Rukia, Renji, and some of the other captains and stuff. They're all separated. Find out that they can't fly here.
The Reishi's too dense or something.
The Reishi's too dense to walk on. Because I mean, it was never really flying. To be fair, they were stepping on Reishi essentially.
They're just condensing the spirit beneath them, but it's just too. Was it too dense, or was it like?
Yeah.
Since the palace was remade, was it like he removed everything from the air? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But basically they can't fly, and so this is where we get the final battles, which I think all of these fights are really fucking good.
All these are really good.
Bazby gets bodied by Haswish, and this is where we get Bazby's backstory and Haswash. Sorry.
Yeah, I actually really liked this backstory.
I thought it was really good, honestly.
Yeah.
It sort of reminded me of, in a weird way, of Rukia and Renji's backstory. But more on because the reason Bazby's and Haswich's relationships separated. Basically, they were friends from childhood. Bazby was talented and Haswich wasn't at the Quincy Arts. But they both hated your walk.
They're both like, we're gonna join him and then we're gonna kill him.
Right. But then the day your watch shows up, he's looking for somebody in the village. And it turns out Haswich isn't a traditional fucking... He has a similar ability, the same as your watch, where he can give people power. So the reason Bazby was strong was because he was absorbing Haswich's power. And it wasn't just his raw talent.
Yeah.
And so Hawatch gets chosen, and then Bazby, like, looks at him with contempt. Like, he fucking hates this guy now.
And then, Hoshwolf, he completely is like... He's like, fuck you guys, fuck you now.
He gets really hurt, because he was like, oh, Bazby should be happy for me now. Our plan is gonna, like, proceed.
Yeah.
But Bazby wasn't. He was upset because Bazby always saw himself as superior to Haswell. So that's why it reminded me a little bit of Renji Rukia's. But Renji made Rukia go with Byakuya. Like, forced her into it, essentially. I wouldn't say forced her into it, but
Yeah.
You know what I mean. He did it out of the goodness of his heart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that split their relationship, but this one was a little more. It wasn't. Badby wasn't a good person, you know. He was kind of an asshole to her as well. Anyways, he gets bodied in the fight. The fight doesn't really matter. It's pretty much a clap.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure at this point Yuachi's asleep and.
Oh yeah, you watch with asleep. So Hazwatch, when Yuachi is sleeping, Hazwatch gets his abilities.
Gets his abilities. So it was pretty one-sided because my man's got the Almighty now. So.
Yeah. This is when Uryu shows up, but I was remembering it wrong. This is when Uryu shows up to fight him. But we'll talk. It happens a bit later, so we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. He shows up, but then they kind of talk, and then
they kind of talk, and then Ichigo has to get through. Yeah, it's a whole thing, but we'll talk about it later. The next fight that takes place is Mayuri versus Permida.
Yeah, this fight I thought was. I liked this fight, but it also felt kind of weird.
It was it was pretty strange. There's a lot of lore here that I feel is probably expanded in another piece of media, but I don't know.
Yeah, like we just they basically figure out that the stern that they're fighting is Ryo's left hand. Yeah. Which is like, I mean, Meyer even asked, it's like, if you're the left hand of Ryo, why are you working for the Quincy's? And then that never gets answered.
I think because I think your watch was the first Quincy, right?
Yeah.
But I think what was it that the Quincy's were still born from Ryo? I think. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
It's this. I'd say this is where it starts. I'd say these fights is where the cracks in the ending start to show.
I think so too.
Just, like it's held up so far, but now you're gonna start to see a lot more things that just like they're very intriguing, but they just never get answered.
I know some of this stuff is
wrap up too quickly.
Talked about in the light novels, but speaking of the light novels, we haven't read them. We haven't read them. We might read them, but we're gonna give it some time.
Yeah, we're gonna take Bleach at face value for what it is,
for what it is right now. I do think the light novels are important, and if we do read them and they are good and they do expand the lore nicely, you know, that's good because it's good for Kubo that he was able to expand the lore some more.
Yeah, able to kind of get some finalization on that.
But we don't know shit about the light novels, so that's crazy.
Yeah, so it don't matter. It don't take into account. Don't complain about it in the comments.
Yeah, but we get to see Mayuri for the first time. Start of Lose is cool.
Yeah, I know. Like
genuinely.
Up until this point,
cool.
Up until this point, he's been in control of literally every situation that he's been in.
Like we've only seen him lose against Uryu.
Yeah, which is like.
But he didn't really
for plot.
He was only he didn't even really care that much when he was fighting Uryu. Honestly, because at that time he thought he had known everything about the Quincy's. And he wasn't. There was really a stake. I don't know. I just don't. I don't get the feeling that he was really trying that well against that much against Ryu.
No.
But yeah, but this is the first time we get to see him fight fucking and lose because fucking for me to fucking stupid. By the way, the way he grows in this battle.
Yeah.
Because he fights Kenpachi. Kenpachi loses against him, doesn't he?
I think. I think so. I don't.
I remember because I
don't think he necessarily loses. I think what happens is, Kenpachi gets fucked up. Because we learn his ability is nerves and stuff, and then Mayuri hits him with a tranquilizer and just puts him out.
Right. Because I remember because Kenpachi gets put in a pod after this, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets out of that pod and somehow ends up at the next fight faster than Ikaku. Faster than Ikaku and Yamachika. Anyways, This is funny. Yeah, Ikaku is here, but he's not doing shit. I was very sad about this. I was hoping we
No,
get to
none of
see
the.
his Bankai again.
Yeah, none of the people who aren't captains get to do anything in this part.
Also, Yamachika, we haven't seen his Bankai yet, huh?
Nope.
We saw his true Shikai during the
Yeah.
Aranka arc. Damn, his Bankai could have been busted as fuck. Damn, I'm so sad now.
Been.
I'm so sad now because his true Shikai was already like near Bankai level in my opinion. Like.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Damn. Okay, I'm sad now. And Ikaku didn't use his Bankai,
Well.
which I think was so cool, but it is broken now. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which we learned is a big deal in this arc.
Yeah.
But Mayuri losing, he kind of goes insane. I mean, he's already insane. But he starts seeing the Orion that he killed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
His head. I'm pretty sure that's who he was, but I don't quote me because I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was the Rant card that he defeated. I'm just not sure if it was a hallucination or if it was like he kept his mind or something like that as like a test subject or something like that. I don't know.
I think it could go. I could go either way. I think he could have kept his mind, really. Probably.
Yeah, no, just to probe his mind for details, but I don't know.
It also could be an hallucination. Mayuri is on some shit.
Yeah, man is not right in the head.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but during this fight, while Mayuri losing, Nemu, who we find out her full name is Nemuri some shit, actually. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Nemuri something.
Something.
Yeah, I don't know. Nemuri something, and she's like, oh shit, my dad's finna die. And so she goes sicko mode, and she starts evolving during this fight as well.
Yeah. Because it learns that, I think we learned that she is one of the, like an artificial soul.
She's an artificial soul. She's the sixth or seventh?
Eighth, I think.
Eighth. Yeah, attempt at an artificial soul, and the one before her, all the other ones were failed. The one before her lived to be 3, and then died.
Mm-hmm.
And she's lived way past that.
Yeah, she's the only one that like actually lived, and so Mayuri kind of thinks about her like a daughter.
Yeah, and like not just in that way. He also considers her his masterpiece.
Yeah,
like that was his perfect experiment, essentially. And so that's why he's so overprotective against it. They sort of made Mayuri a little sympathetic in this arc. Which normally I wouldn't like, but with Mayuri, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and I would be like, okay, probably. He's so twisted, he probably does care about his shit like this.
Yeah. And I love Mayuri.
I think Mayuri's great. I understand now why the author of Chainsaw Man, his favorite character is Mayuri.
I thought it was JJK.
JJK, my bad. JJK. The author of JJK, Gege. His favorite character is Mayuri. And I see it now, Gege. You know?
Yeah, I see it. I get you.
I see where you get your inspiration for some of your characters, because you got some crazy ass characters in your manga too. So.
He does. Maybe we'll do a JJK video one of these days.
Maybe we will. I kind of want to get past this arc we're on JJK right now, but
fair.
That being said, Nemu destroys Pernita with her raw physical power.
Yeah, she's a beast. It's cool.
This is a great fight. But Nemuri ends up dying during this fight.
Yeah, she just kind of explodes.
Yeah.
Which, like, man, that was brutal. She explodes, like gets turned into paste.
Yeah, it turns into paste and it explodes Pernita with her.
Yeah. Or does it? No, I think he. Oh.
Yeah, because he forces Nemu to go full power. And that's like. I don't know, because Pernita ate something. I think Pernita ate Nemu.
Yeah, Pernita ate Nemu, and then
Nemu
had that.
He cancered her, basically. She cancered him, basically.
Yeah.
Because he kept growing infinitely. Because that's what Nemu was doing during the fight.
Yeah, Nemu, like, I think the reason Nemu survived so long was because she had such regenerative powers.
Yeah.
Because her cells were dying at like an insane rate.
Yeah.
Like the like the other experiments before, but she was just able to like regenerate at such an insane rate to just keep herself alive, and so her cells just kind of he exploded because he could not contain the regeneration. But it also brings up a point about Rayo's left. He was Rayo's left arm. I don't know.
I don't know. He was growing during the fight because he couldn't even talk at the beginning, but then he got smart enough to start mocking Rayo near the end of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's some interesting lore shit. I'm sure people have dug into it, and there's a lot of stuff in like this in Bleach where I wish it was expanded more in the actual plot, in the actual like manga.
Yeah.
But more Bleach ain't about the world building.
No, Bleach definitely ain't about the world building.
It has interesting locations and a good world you can dig into, like the Soul Society and everything.
Yeah.
But
Wakamundo and everything.
The manga itself isn't about expanding the world building.
No, it's definitely not the focus of it.
So it's fine, and I do think it's interesting. We'll get more into Rayo himself. I think Rayo is an interesting character. Because who is Rayo? You know what I mean? Like, who is this motherfucker? Anyway, we're getting so off track, but like this is actually really interesting. Like, this is some shit I didn't think about.
I know. You know, there's just a lot of like lore that just doesn't get answered.
Yeah, that I'm like genuinely interested in now. I'm about to go watch like a fucking hour-long lore video after this.
I wouldn't blame you, honestly.
Anyways, the next fight is Shunsui versus Lily. And this fight's pretty sick, honestly. We finally get to see...
I love this fight.
We finally get to see Shinsui's Bankai. Which we didn't even, like... I don't remember if he starts the fight with it. I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
But we figured out...
just his...
Ishikai.
Ishikai, yeah.
We find out the true ability of Ishikai, which we kind of knew during his fight with Espada Numero Uno. Which was... He can move between shadows, which is pretty fucking good.
yeah, that's pretty good.
But
and it's also the
the
children's game thing.
Yeah, right? Children's game. He can turn any game into like reality, essentially, like a life and death game with Ishikai. And he starts playing. He had a name for it. It was like essentially a game of tag.
Yeah, it was basically a game of tag, but it was like probably a Japanese version that we don't know.
Yeah, I remember him explaining it, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," but he's able to basically beat him. He basically beats him. He literally puts up a good fight. And then Shunsui has to use his Bankai, which is a beautiful woman. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of cool. Actually, I really liked that. How his Bankai is just like his Shikai's personality, and it's like just a completely different personality to him. And he's like, he just doesn't get along with it. That's why he doesn't use Bankai much.
But he has to use it here because Lily uses his one stain or whatever the fuck their power up is called. I forget.
Yeah, I don't know, something German. And
he evolved into essentially a being of light. From my understanding. Like, he's shooting, like, light particles at this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. He turns into, like, some kind of god creature. Yeah, I don't know. He's like, he's...
Because Shinsui's able to reflect one of his beams against him. So
yeah.
It is, I think it is light. Like, just light.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But Shinsui's out here, and he's getting bodied now. He activated his Bankai, but even his Bankai is like, it's alright, I'll put you to sleep. take a good nap.
Take a nice nap.
And we learned that also Shinsui's Bankai has 3 acts to it.
Yeah, it's like a stage play.
It's like instead of like a Wano? No.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, what? That's crazy.
Crossover we've all been waiting for.
Um, but but yeah, but Shinsui still gets body even after the direct because this motherfucker just keeps evolving again. Like these motherfuckers just keep evolving during these fights. So he turns
Yeah.
into a god being in, and he's like, and then Shinsui's like, well, my Bankai didn't work. That's crazy.
Oh well.
Oh wow! But then Nanao shows up and it's like, come on, Shinsui, please let me fight. Because Nanao, we find out, doesn't have a Zanpakuto. toe. Which
Yeah.
I didn't realize that she's never carried a blade around and she's always just used Hado
Just used um
spells.
spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like that was kind of interesting reveal. You're like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
she
yeah.
doesn't.
And we learned the backstory behind this. I like this backstory a lot as well.
For
Because I
sure.
think I really do like Shinsui. I think Shinsui's a great character.
Oh yeah, no, I love Shunsui.
She like, I wish we got this much for Gatake because we sort of were introduced together as a pair. Like in the Soul Society arc, they were like, you know, they fought Yamamoto. You know what I mean? Like together, but
Yeah, but
but Shinsui ended up getting more screen time than him after that. But,
he did die, to be fair.
yeah,
So.
that's true. Um, but anyways, the backstory is pretty simple. It's Shinsui's brother married Nanao's mother. And we find out that whenever anybody in Nanao's family marries somebody, the husband is always fated to die young. Um, and also her family is interesting in the fact that they all share, they pass down their Zanpakuto from generation to generation. So to save Nanao from the fate of the curse of her family, Shinsui locked her Zanpakuto within his own Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
And during this fight, he returns Nana's Zanpakuto to her, and then she stands up against my dude. Because I forget the way her. What the history of her Zanpakuto is that it's a god slaying Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty convenient considering they're fighting a guy who calls himself a god.
Yeah. It's like, well, that is quite convenient there, isn't it?
But she still doesn't know how to use it very much, so she has Shinsui back her up, and they fucking body this man.
Yeah, they've like smacked this man. It's a pretty good like finale to the fight.
It's pretty good. I like the blade too. It's like her Zanpakuto has no edge, apparently.
Yeah, it's just a slab of metal.
Yeah. But it like reflects light, I think, also as well.
Yeah, it's a mirror.
It's a mirror. So the light being versus the mirror, like.
Yeah, exactly.
R.I.P. this matchup, bro. But you're not coming out of this alive.
Yeah, and so he falls. They knock him off the edge. He falls down to the Soul Society. He's presumed dead, but
Presumed dead. I don't know if he survived this, but
he does, but not in the same way.
Yeah. And that was that fight. And the next fight we fight is against the big dude. We saw a little bit earlier when he got cut up by Namaya, but he didn't really get that much time to shine them earlier. What's the Gerard the completionist?
Gerard. I don't know.
Gerard. I don't know. But he has an ability called the Miracle, which means when you hit him, he just grows.
Yeah, he just gets stronger every time you like remove a piece from him.
Yeah, and I mean we can just talk about this whole fight right now. It ends up being like all the captains show up. Renji, Rukia, Toshiro, they're all there. Toshiro goes into an adult form for a second, which is pretty cool. And they're all trying to like tag team him, but it's not working. Renji and Rukia get sent on ahead. And then this is when Kenpachi shows up. Somehow escaped the pod, got there faster than Ikaku and Yamachika from the Pernita fight.
Yeah. Like what kind of pods you putting these boys in? Like, God damn.
And then he starts fighting this man and he cuts him and he goes stronger. And then Joshiro's like, "You're a fucking dumbass." And he's like, "Oh, okay, then I just gotta defeat him without cutting him. Essentially, I just gotta crush him in one blow."
Yeah.
And then he gets bodied. Like, this is the first time he's ever gotten bodied. Uh,
Yeah, like the first time his Bankai has like had all the petals fall off of it, which, like, from what we understand, means it's out of juice.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Toshiro, yeah.
Toshiro.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Kapachi.
Kenpachi. Oh,
He gets
fuck.
body.
Man, I'm lost. I'm lost here.
Sorry,
But yeah,
I was
Kenpachi.
going through this fight. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, damn.
I was speed running this fight. My bad. I didn't think it was
That's
all
alright.
that
That's alright.
interesting, honestly. No, I mean, it is interesting,
Yeah.
but it's big dude, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, out of all the cool abilities that we like have seen so far, it's just kind of like, oh, he's big, and every time you cut him, he gets stronger. You know,
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
It's really not that unique of an ability.
Yeah, but if you want to talk about Toshiro, we can for a second. I like Toshiro, so.
Yeah, and I like Toshiro's ability
he used
here.
to be my favorite character, so you know. But, but you know, after a Soul Society, he does shit, so you know.
Yeah, no, see, he gets some moment to shine here,
He
even
gets
though
him
it
out,
doesn't
yeah. So you were saying his
end up
petals
mattering.
fall off.
Yeah,
And
yeah, no, his petals fall off.
we as far as we knew, that means he was out of juice. But it turns out that actually just it evolved to his true power, his full power, which his body apparently can't contain, like as a child, so it ages him up to his adult form.
Yeah, it's I mean, he looks pretty nice.
He
Not
looks
gonna
pretty. Yeah,
lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's really funny though when Reggie and Rukia show up, and they're like, "Oh, who's that?" And then Rukia's like, "Oh, can't you tell? That's got to be Toshiro's older brother."
Older brother, yeah.
and then Toshiro's like, "That's right. Nice to meet you."
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And then Byakuya's like, "This motherfucker."
This fucker.
I think this fact's really funny because Toshiro's got a short complex because he's still young. He's still pretty short, all things considered. And then this guy's growing bigger, and Byakuya's like, "Man, he's pretty big now." And then Toshiro's like, "What do you mean by that comment?" You're saying I'm short in comparison, right? I think it's funny. We don't get a lot of Byakuya comedy, so
No.
I was glad to see some of it during this fight.
Yeah, you get quite a bit of it during this fight, honestly. But
yeah,
then Kenpachi shows up.
Kenpachi shows up, cuts this man, gets bigger.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Toshiro's like, "He did me dumbass. He's fucking growing." And Kenpachi's like, "All right, then I'll just defeat him in one blow."
Yeah, just cut him harder.
Just cut him harder, and then Kenpachi gets bodied. Like, this is what I was saying. This is like the first time he gets bodied. Like, Kenpachi gets fucking dug into the ground, and he's like, oh, dead, essentially.
Yeah.
But then, in the weirdest thing ever, like, I don't understand. Please, I want more. Why did this arc have to end the way it did? Because I want answers. I want answers, Kubo. What happened? What is this? Yachiru shows up.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, she's been missing ever since the fucking imagination fight. So we don't even, and then we don't even know, like, because nobody else acknowledges her existence when she shows up. She just talks to Kenpachi, and she's like, "Come on, Kenny, you got this," you know? And then Kenpachi's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then he goes Bankai, which turns him into Red Hulk, essentially.
Yeah. I don't remember when I saw he was red, but I was like, all right, it says his skin is red, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does. But yeah, I was just thinking about Hulk, honestly, when he did that.
Yeah, no, he kind of just goes into like a rage, and his like Bankai is like broken in half for his his Bankai is like his Shikai broken in half.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool looking.
But he absolutely bodies Garrett. Like, it's so cool, dude.
Yeah, no, man, he like splits him in half. Keep in mind this guy's like the size of a skyscraper at this point, and just cuts him in half. I don't know. It's a cool panel. It's a cool ass fight.
Yeah. And that's essentially the end of the fight. Honestly, like.
Pretty much. I mean, like he survives.
Somehow, yeah.
But then they.
I don't even remember what they do, honestly.
I can't remember how they beat him. I don't think they do.
I think they just kind of stop him.
Yeah, I think they stop him, and I think you watch absorbs his power or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it ends. But you watch absorbs him.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's sort of like not
kind of
fulfilling
unsatisfying
to me. Well, okay, here's some more lore bit. So Gerard is apparently Rayo's heart. Essentially, that's what they said.
Yeah, which, okay.
Okay, explain, Kubo. Explain.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean he's Rayo's heart?
I don't know.
How does that work?
Boy.
That's your blood war, dude.
That's your blood war. Why? Why must you do this to us?
Why? At least the next fight doesn't have any weird lore shit.
No.
Askin versus Yoruichi, her brother. Urahara shows up.
Yeah. This fight, I mean, this guy has been around for like most of this arc. He's been popping in and out.
He's just been choosing his fights. Like if he doesn't want to fight an opponent, he just runs away.
Yeah, and he like bodied Grimjow earlier.
Yeah.
Not bodied, but used his ability to take him out.
Yeah, to fight him.
But then, I mean, this fight. I think it's pretty cool.
Too much. So his ability is to overdose you, essentially, to give you the dose of whatever he wants.
His ability
is just to change and tells us that caffeine would kill you at 200 milligrams. Like.
Yeah, it's like the lethal dose of this is like 10 milligrams. The lethal dose of this of caffeine is 300 milligrams. It's like, bro,
I drink more than that.
Yeah, I drink one cup. I mean, yeah, a cup of coffee has like 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. Like, people would be dead, like, all over the world.
People drink so much coffee, dude. People drink so much caffeine. And
I don't drink coffee, but...
Like, Red Bull can kill you if you drink too much of it?
No, Red Bull's only like 84 or something like that.
I know, but if you drink like 5 cans...
If you've ever had a bang has 300 grams, 300 milligrams of.
If you drink like 20 bangs, you're gonna die. Like, but like,
there's probably more than the caffeine that's killing you at that point, though.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, but anyways, that's his ability.
Yeah, anyway, that's his ability.
And so he bodies Yoruichi's brother, which we didn't really get to see what he did. I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot he even uses.
I kind of don't get why her brother was there. It's kind of just came in to get bodied.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But then Yoruichi fights him, and she did pretty good. She got Max Shimpo. Mm-hmm. But again, lethal dose, so she gets kind of poisoned, and then she starts slowing down.
Yeah.
And that's when Urahara shows up, and Urahara's like, all right, Yoruichi, I'm gonna do the thing. And she's like, don't do the thing, please don't do the thing.
Not the thing.
And then there's this funny panel where she's fighting Askin, and then Urahara has a piece of paper in the back, and then it was like, by the time you finish reading this, I finna did the thing.
Yeah, and then there's like a burst of light, and then she's Cat Girl all of a sudden.
Girl. I mean, she is Cat Girl.
She's a Cat Girl. But now she's like half cat, half human.
Covered in electricity. And she starts absolutely like going off on this man.
Yeah, she just starts bodying him.
She doesn't win this. But
she doesn't. She gets real close.
She gets real close because he's like, oh, I just lethal dose her again, and then he's like, now her blood's changes 87 times in a second.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Like her cells are rewriting themselves 87 times in a second. Like that's what's happening to her right now. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like, and so the way Askin overpowers this is by being like, then I'll just do it 89 times in a second.
Yeah, or like I'll just if it does it like if it changes like 46 times, I just gotta make those 46 things, and then I never have to change it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah. It's
yeah.
whatever. But I'm glad we got to see Ryuichi pop off again.
Oh yeah, no, this is a cool moment for Yoruichi. Like
Yeah.
one of the few moments that she gets in these like in the past 400 chapters or so
Yeah.
since Soul Society, pretty much.
Yeah, man. Again, Soul Society, pretty good fucking arc. The more we
Yeah.
talk about it, the more I'm like, man, Soul Society is so good. Um,
It is. It is.
um, but then I was like, oh well, I guess I gotta get serious now. And you finally, after I was thinking about this because we've known the name of his blade
Mhm.
since the
Benihime.
substitute arc.
Yeah.
Because he blocked the Gatsuga Tensho with his Shikai,
Yeah,
right?
it's Shika.
At the beginning of the series.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was like, but this long and we haven't seen it. And when he pulls it out, god damn, dude.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's ooh. It's spicy. It's spicy. Um I mean Benihime means red princess,
Yeah.
and it's a whole ass like red princess, bro. Um I forget. Oh yeah, his ability is to like make and unmake things, right?
Yeah.
So he pulls himself apart um to like avoid like being like lethal dosed. Uh it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he's like, so he keeps like remaking himself. And then
Yeah, no, it definitely delivers on Urahara's Bankai, I
yeah,
feel
and
like.
he's like, it shows like, cause like Urahara, like the lore isn't clear about this, but Urahara basically trained Mayuri by what we understand.
Yeah.
And so you're like, why does a guy like Urahara, work with? Because Mayuri's like such a different person, but like just like the way we see Urahara in this fight, fucking insane. Like he's more insane than Mayuri because
Yeah.
I remember because Aizen during the Rank arc, Aizen was like, there are three threats we have to neutralize. Those three threats being Yamamoto, Kenpachi, and Urahara.
Mm.
Right? Because Aizen is the self-proclaimed second smartest dude in the Soul Society,
Yeah.
behind Urahara.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Like even when Aizen himself doesn't put himself above Urahara, like Aizen, I don't know. That's impressive because Aizen is like, he's an egomaniac.
Yeah. I mean, for good reason,
Yeah,
too.
100% for good reason. But like, then you're like, okay, so how busted is Urahara? And then when the Stern Riders, because Askin is like, oh, Kenpachi's raw strengths, Aizen's raw intellect is a threat to the Quincy's. That's what you
Mm.
watch that.
Yeah.
And we finally see because Urahara had 300,000 plans or something, like 3,000 plans.
Yeah, man over plans. Um,
And then so he catches what his plan for this was. He catches Askin off guard, and then Grimjow sneaks up from behind, fucking straight through the chest, grabs this man heart.
yeah, just rips it out.
Ripped it
Mm,
out.
brutal, but it looks so good.
It looks so good. I love that panel so much, dude. Cause especially the way he drew like the blood, fucking dripping. Like ooh,
Oh god, yeah.
ooh, it's so clean.
Yeah, that's one thing about this arc. It's just the art. I think is just one of the best it's ever. Like it's at its highest point in this arc.
Yeah,
It's just so every panel is just so clean, so good in this arc.
and
It's just nice.
yeah, it's nice. And well, now that we got into this point, the next fight is Uryu versus my boy. I don't even remember this fight. I don't even remember how much we saw of it.
I don't think we saw much at all.
But Uryu was like, "Oh, I'm gonna defeat you before your watch wakes up." And Ichigo's gonna go. Also, Ganji shows up, and apparently he has full bring, but all he does is fight statues with Chad, and we don't see the fight.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, go ahead, Ichigo, we got these, but we don't see, like, we see, like, a tiny bit of the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, that happens. And then Ishin and Ryuken show up. And they're like, oh, hey, what's good? And they're like, oh, Uryu, here you go. Take this. So it's an arrow. Do what you gotta do. And that's all they do.
Yep.
Literally all they do. Ishin,
an arrow.
Ishin Kurosaki, probably, like, one of my favorite characters. That's all he fucking does. And I'm so sad about it.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get to see Ryuken fight the whole series. Ryuken considered to be a better Quincy than Uryu. Supposedly, but we don't see any of it.
Nope. We don't see a lick of it. Which... Man.
And then the final fight. Ichigo versus Yuha Bak.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Ichigo goes full true Bankai, 100% hollow. I don't remember what the fuck the name of this is.
I don't either.
He looks pretty sick. I like the way it looks.
Yeah, no, it's like half hollow. It's really cool.
He has
looking.
one horn sticking out. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, and he can use his Saros too.
Oh yeah, he can use. Oh yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, one of the attacks he does is a Getsuga Tensho mixed with a Sero, and it's like ooh, looks good.
Yeah, and then, but you watch fighting him, and find out, it's part of his almighty package.
Yeah.
Can see every possible timeline, every little variance and whatever, and pick whatever is more good for him, more advantageous to him.
Yeah.
Ichigo, and he explains that Ichigo during this fight, just using raw hope is changing the future, like every second of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But every time Ichigo does that, Yuwa just changes it back to a timeline where he wins.
Yeah, which is absolutely busted.
Yeah, oh no, he's absolutely busted. Like, Yuwa just, goddamn, bro. But then so Yuwa wins this initial counter, and then he's going to the real world to finally, like, remake the worlds from the start. And he's like, he opens a portal up, he goes, what did he say? Like, if you follow me, you know, you can stay here and just get remade, but if you follow me, I promise you to kill you at your happiest moment or something?
I don't remember.
Something like that.
Wasn't.
He goes.
I kind of breezed through this fight.
It's okay. It's essentially like 5 chapters.
Yeah.
So breeze is like, of course we're gonna breeze through it, but regardless. So Renji, which I'm gonna, you know, it could have been so good because Renji was there. Like if Renji got to fight dude.
Mhm.
Which he kind of did, but I guess he drew an attack out. Anyways, Renji shows up. Renji, Ichigo, and Aizen, of all people.
Yeah, no. This is one of my favorite parts is Aizen versus Yuwatch. Like, Aizen shows up and he's like, you know, this Soul Society here, this is mine to conquer, so I'm gonna fight you now.
So I'm a like he like he still like has some restraints on him and everything, and he's just like, I'm gonna fight you now.
Yeah.
But he's like, and then Yuwatch is like, y'all are insignificant, y'all are nothing to me, and then he stabs Ichigo through the chest and rips his arm off. And then Aizen is like, so you thought that was Ichigo this whole time, huh? Turns out it was Aizen he was fighting. And then Ichigo shows up behind him and hits him with the final. Let me rephrase that. Not the final Getsuga Tensho.
Yeah.
With a final Getsuga Tensho. Not like the.
Yeah, not the final Getsuga Tensho. You get it.
And he breaks it, and he gets his. This is an interesting panel because he gets his like true blade, his original blade, in the middle of this swing. I don't really understand like what this means. I thought it was pretty sick though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty sick.
Like his Bankai breaks and it's just his base Shikai sword. His OG
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's his OG sword. Which I mean, looks cool.
And then he goes, Getsuga Tensho, and then your watch dies. That's it.
Gets you watch an F. Well, before
Oh yeah, Ryu. That's right.
Ryu, yeah, they used the arrow that they gave him, which is like an arrow that removes a Quincy's powers for like even a split second, for like a split
Just a
second.
split second. That's how they win the fight.
Yeah, and so Ryu shoots him from behind, and then Ichigo chops him in half.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So when Aizen is like, "Oh, so I did trick you with my illusions," then Ryu shoots him, then Ichigo cuts him. Then Renji's there somewhere, I promise.
Yeah.
Because he definitely went through the portal with Ichigo. I definitely remember him.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. He definitely was there.
He thanked Ichigo for fixing his relationship with Rukia, essentially. After that, I don't know where the fuck he went.
Nope.
And then, like, we don't have to get to Tensho. That's the end of the chapter. Next chapter, 10 years later. Let's fucking go.
10 years later, yeah. Which I actually pretty like this chapter. I wish there was more to it, but like for what it is,
Black Clover syndrome. Demon Slayer syndrome.
Demon Slayer syndrome, yeah.
Except at least I care about these characters that we're seeing.
Yeah, that's fair. Because they're the same characters.
Yeah, he's older.
But it's just, and I mean, like it's a nice chapter. You get to like catch up on everybody, what they're doing 10 years from now, see who survived, see who died. So it was pretty much just Jushiro.
Ukitake,
yeah. Ukitake. And then we get Aizen monologuing about the fight between like the ending of the fight.
Yeah, we didn't even really see the ending of the fight. We really saw it in like a flashback format.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and then you watch this it's like you realize that you're condemning the world to a fate like where people die and stuff, and it's like yeah. Because if people didn't die, they wouldn't have hope and they wouldn't have bravery.
Yeah. Which, you know what? It's cool because he built up the hope aspect, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
It. Man. And then I mean, I guess we could talk about the 10-year stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting, I guess.
They're going to have a meeting to do what?
To do what? That's a good question.
To do what? They're gathering the 13 captains to announce Rukia as the captain.
Ukitake was her captain, and she was the lieutenant, and so she's been promoted to a captain.
10 years. Took her 10 years.
10 years to qualify. I feel like, honestly, I think Renji's her lieutenant now. That's the vibe that I got from that scene.
Yeah, because Baki is still a captain. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought Renji was gonna be a captain before Rukia, because I feel like Renji was way more qualified for a lot longer.
Yeah, he's had the Bankai for a long time.
Yeah, and he's been lieutenant since the beginning of the series, like to Byakuya, like one of the best captains in the guard, so
so I don't know. But they get together. Everybody's all happy and good.
Yeah, and then they have a meeting with the boys, so we find out Orihime and Ichigo got married. Who could have fucking guessed?
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Ishii isn't even in this fucking epilogue, by the way.
Nope.
It makes me so.
No, they're just like, no, he's out on errands or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, please. And I guess Ichigo is like now the owner of the Kurosaki Clinic. Cool. Don't know if they didn't specifically say that.
Yeah.
But and then we get to see everybody. We see Tatsumaki. We see the two boys from his high school that I don't remember. Um,
Yeah.
you know who's a character that we didn't see?
Who?
Ichigo's boss.
We didn't.
And her
Damn.
son, who was established as a character who didn't like Ichigo.
Yeah. And he was in one chapter. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was in
interesting. It feels like she was gonna be more in the story.
Yeah, no, but she just kind of got like. I mean, I understand why she didn't show up.
Yeah.
Just because there was just no room for her. There's like nothing happened in the real world during the Thousand Year Blood War. It was all Soul Society and
A little
Soul
bit of Echo
Palace.
Mundo, yeah.
Yeah, a little
Thrown in
tiny
there.
bit of Echo Mundo, but.
But yeah, we see we get to see Karen and the other sister. I'm sorry, I don't remember I don't remember.
Yuzu?
Yuzu? That's Yuzu. Which, hey,
Yeah.
they're old enough for me to say this now. I told you Karen was gonna be a baddie though.
God damn it! Of course. Of
she
course.
is. Yuzu's alright. Anyway. Oh my god! And then we find out Chad's a boxer, which should be not allowed because he's.
No, yeah, this man is like it's cheating.
Not even before he got his soul abilities. This man was able to survive a eye beam dropping on his back.
Yeah. No, this man is like, how is he gonna be beaten? I don't know.
I don't even know. He's the heavyweight world champion now.
Yeah.
But I don't even. They should have told us his record. It would have been really funny if his record was just perfect knockout every time.
Yeah, just like 100-0.
Ryu's a doctor now, which. Yeah, I'm happy about it. I forgot to bring up. We also got to see a little bit of Ryu's backstory, which Ryu saw his dad operate on his mom, which scarred him.
Yeah. His dead mom.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Kind of rough.
But yeah, we see Orihime. She's there. She's wearing an apron. We don't even get that much of her.
No.
They're married, and then she's like, "Oh, we have a kid now named Kazui. Yuzu likes him because he looks like Ichigo, I guess. I don't know."
Yeah.
And then in the Soul Society, they're like, "Oh shit, fucking the watch's power is showing back up. It's spiking the energy readings." Then Kazui Kurosaki, the motherfucking Chad Kurosaki, they should have called him, just touches your watch body. It's over.
Just touches the little eye thing and then just bam.
Kazui confirmed world destroy. And then Aizen had a little monologue about how hope will always continue on because,
yeah,
people will constantly persevere to not die. And then courage, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when Ichika Abarai shows up because Renji and Rukia mentioned that they have a kid. He's a Soul Reaper cadet now. They were flexing on him.
Yeah.
She's finally a Soul Reaper cadet. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm a Soul Reaper." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm Kazui." And he's like, "I'm a Soul Reaper too." And then that's it. That's the end. It's Dust and Strawberry.
That's the end of it. Yep.
That's it.
That's all we get.
That's it.
That's the end.
Saying it out loud makes me a lot more upset than I was when I was actually reading
it. Yeah.
Now we're done with South. We'll get into our thoughts on everything. This has been a long video, but it's about to be a little extra longer.
Yeah, the summary did last a little longer.
We talked a lot more about like lore stuff and actual thoughts during the summary than I thought we were gonna.
Yeah,
but it's fine. Good content.
Oh well.
Regardless, the ending of Bleach.
Yeah.
It was going so well.
Again, it was going so well. I think think for me it started going downhill the minute you watch Killed the Soul King.
Yeah,
I think.
I understand. There was that little part with the zombies that dragged for a little bit that happened before that, but
Mm.
to me
Yeah,
that
yeah, but that
wasn't
was
that
that
big
was,
of a
that
deal.
was
Like it was just okay. Yeah.
yeah, that was like a understandable like thing that happens with stories sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just last a little too long.
And
Not
then we had
too
the
big
Ichigo
of an
fight to
issue.
counter that right after. So,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, oh, hype. Um, but then, yeah, like, I appreciate the Mayuri fights. The development we got was Mayuri, Shunsui, Nanoe,
Hmm.
Kenpachi during this arc. Beautiful. Um,
Yeah. Good.
uh,
Good. Yeah. Most of the fights were pretty solid. They just really lacked a conclusion.
they were
Um.
unsatisfying, honestly.
Hmm.
They didn't, like, because they didn't really defeat the miracle guy, the Rayo's heart. They didn't really they didn't really defeat. Quincy didn't really defeat my boy Housewatch because he just got absorbed back into your watch as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like it's unsatisfying. We didn't get to see Ushin or Ryuken fight like at all.
No.
We don't know
No.
how strong Ishin is because Ishin was fighting Aizen. They weren't. It wasn't a serious fight, but he was
Yeah.
fighting Aizen at the end of the rank arc. So I wanted to know how strong Ishin was, but
Hmm.
no.
But no. No. Uh, the, yeah, Ishin and just that whole thing. Um, the fact that we the end of the Urahara fight, um, it ends with like
Halibal.
the
Halibal
poison guy
shows up.
putting up.
No, not Halibal. Nell shows up
Hmm?
during that fight too.
Yeah, yeah. Nell shows up during that fight. Like at the end because he puts up a poison ball and it's like it's gonna kill the people who are inside. So
And then
Nell like dives in
just get the
and then it
mouthpiece
cuts
right out.
away. It cuts away from with Nell like diving into the thing, and that's all we get shown of it. Like we do
Yeah,
not see Urahara, Yoruichi, Nell, Grimjow.
Grimjow. Like
We don't see
again,
any of those characters ever again,
yeah, and
which
it's
is
it's just
like
it's just it's so like it's so sad because Bleach was so good. You know, Bleach is so good.
Bleach
You know,
is so good. It's just
Bleach.
this ending,
We
man.
I know we say Bleach is all fights, but it is all fights. It is all fights. I don't want
Pretty
to
much,
understand that,
yeah.
but that doesn't mean there isn't character development or plot progression.
Hmm.
It may not be as focused. Like it isn't a character study. It isn't a
No,
character piece. It isn't a world building manga. But it doesn't mean that those elements aren't there for the people who want them. You know,
yeah.
for that deeper dive, if you will. There's enough there for a deeper dive. It's not all just surface level.
Hmm.
But even everything sort of lacked at the end. We didn't
Hmm.
we didn't we didn't get the arcs of the characters we wanted to see finished. We didn't get the fights that we wanted to see in terms of Ichigo versus Iwatch, you know,
Hmm.
or you versus my dude, the Hoswatch, could have been better.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it's just like, man, it's just so disappointing. It's just so like sad, you know.
Yeah, it's like we had this arc was one of the again the longest arc in the series, straight up. Um, and just if it had like it
Been
had so much setup and so much like promise in it in the early arcs,
Yeah,
in the
even
early
in the early
arc.
part of the arc, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but it just didn't have enough. Just didn't spend enough time on the ending. Didn't have enough substance in the end. Didn't
Didn't
s- didn't
didn't
finish.
didn't finish.
Didn't finish. Which is just it's just so
It's
disappointing
just disappointing. It's so disappointing, dude.
for a series like again this good. Um, like man, like again, all of our reviews up to this point have just been like, damn, this arc is really good.
Yeah. Like, you get your things like, okay, the Soul Society is probably the best arc in the series, but that doesn't mean the rest of it is ass.
Yeah, no, the rest of it's like maybe just below it
Yeah,
in terms of it's like,
it's got a little more hiccups. Like the Rank arc just has tiny hiccups that keep it from being as good, like as better than the Soul Society arc. But it could have been better than the Soul Society arc.
yeah.
It had the potential. And it's definitely got some higher moments for me. Some of the fight scenes are like better.
Oh yeah,
Some of the moments
definitely.
just. But
Fully agree with you there.
But Thousand Year Blood War could have been the best arc, and it started
Yeah.
off really fucking good. But nah, here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's all my thoughts on it. I guess for the Thousand Year Blood War.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it kind of finished like this, finished so soon,
Yeah.
and I'm good on Kubo for taking care of himself
Yeah.
and not literally working himself to death. Um, it's just I wish he could have like taken it slower, to like publish like just taking more breaks, publish the chapters like with longer time periods.
Yeah. He said he first off he also said he had a good relationship with Shonen Jump. Like it wasn't Shonen Jump's fault that which I don't know if I'm taking him at face value here. I don't know if this is like part of me thinks he was capping a little bit.
Yeah.
But also I think he probably could have let it go on a little longer, but
it could have worked something out just to again take like a break and then just come back or like just get the finale out like at a slower pace
yeah.
just to take care of himself. But
But I mean that's just the reality of
unfortunately
manga
that's
workers
just
be working.
not. Yeah, I know they've been working too hard, man. Goddamn, take a break.
But yeah, I mean there you go. That's the ending of Bleach.
Yeah, that's the ending of Bleach.
We're not done yet though. This is the finale. So
this is the finale of the
two boys,
main.
the main Two Boys Drink Beach series.
Yep.
So Cole.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bleach?
What
I
do
know
think
we
of
just
Bleach?
finished
Overall.
on the ending, but
Overall.
I got some questions. I wrote down some questions for you.
All right.
That I'll also answer myself. So
Okay.
we already talked about the ending.
Overall.
What are your thoughts overall? Yeah.
Honestly, I really liked Bleach. So much more than I was expecting to. Just I'm a fight man. Like I love fights. I think I've stated this before, but I love fights in manga,
Mm-hmm.
and Bleach is just the fightiest of fightiest mangas.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. I loved like almost every fight in this series was like I could not stop turning turning the pages,
Yeah.
man. I'm like, I gotta keep reading this,
Yeah.
and just the art is so
It's
clean,
so
so
clean.
good.
I regret saying this in the first episode because during the substitute arc I said, yeah, I think the paneling is fine. Going back to the substitute arc and the rest of the series, just looking at some of the fights, right? His paneling is like so much better than I remember it.
Yeah,
because it's like the way the fights flow. You can tell what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh my god, dude, it's great.
Yeah, no, like the choreography is just again some of the best I've ever read in a manga, and at this point I've read a decent amount of manga.
Yeah.
And it's so the fights are so easy to follow. Like, I would say that like one of my complaints about the fights is that they're little like simple.
Yeah.
Like there's not a whole lot of abilities until we get up to like the end here, that are like crazy, like
crazy,
like
yeah.
control the color black.
Yeah.
Mostly it's like oh, I can make things cold. I can shoot laser
Mm-hmm.
beams. You know, it's like it's they're little simple, but I mean, there's I love that part too. Like
Yeah, there's value in
there's
simplicity, you know.
yeah, there's value to those fights. There's it helps the fights flow a lot better too. And it doesn't it helps it flow.
Mm.
Um, so that's my thoughts on Bleach. It's
Okay.
just I really liked it. I liked the fights. I liked the characters too. Like I maybe not as much as some others that
Mm.
I've read. Um, like Ichigo, even after all this, I still kind of have a hard time getting a grasp on him, getting a
Right.
grasp on like his
Okay.
personality.
I think
Um,
I have something to say about Ichigo in a second.
okay.
Because I was gonna ask you what you thought about Ichigo, so if you want to say that right now, Ichigo with the whole series in mind, you can go ahead.
No, I'll talk about that later. I'll just
Okay.
it's just I'm talk
The
about the characters in
characters,
general.
right?
Um, but yeah, it's like I think they're not again they're not as deep as some like manga, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like again there's enough there to really get attached to them,
Yeah.
and like they're a lot of their personalities are just so vibrant and like it's just likable that you
Mm.
can just get attached to them. Like Kenpachi, Mayuri, and and even Byakuya. Just those three, I love those three.
They're great. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're amazing.
they're great. um, yeah, and so the characters, I liked them. I
Okay.
like the characters, and that's pretty much my whole thoughts on Bleach. I mean, I could go on,
Right, right.
but
I mean, hey,
I don't want to make it.
we'll try to focus it a bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
So here's another question I had. I mean, first of all, what was your favorite part of Bleach? Do you have like a favorite moment, favorite
yeah.
part, favorite fight, whatever you want?
I mean, probably if there was one moment in Bleach where I'm like, my jaw dropped, and I'm like, holy shit! It was the Ichigo Ulquiorra fight.
Right,
Um,
right. Oh my
it's
god.
just
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's a good ass fight. That's so good, dude.
yeah, it's just like the art, the like the plot of what happens, the choreography, just everything about that moment was just perfect, in my
Right,
opinion. Just one of my favorite moments in all of anime, all of manga. Just yeah, just blew my mind
right. Okay,
reading that.
okay. I like it. I like it. All right.
Hmm.
Um, I guess this is the last question I have, and then I'll go into my thoughts and stuff.
Okay,
Um, what would you say? Would you say Kubo's strongest aspect is probably his art?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was
yeah. I mean, like
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. Like he's definitely good at his other points
Right.
of the series. Like again, plot's good, character's good, but I would say his art is just really what gives Bleach like its personality.
Yeah.
Is just the art. Just looking at like every like just how clean all the line work is, just how much like how much personality all the characters have in there, all their stances, um,
Mm-hmm.
their fashion choices, like every bit of clothing every character wears is hmm, just looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And so I think that's
He's
it. Yeah,
he's
that was
really
special to
talented.
Bleach.
He's extremely talented. Like,
Oh yeah,
and just like the way he's able to come up with so many outfits. I don't know where the fuck he gets these creative juices from, man. Like
I don't know, man.
this man should become a fashion designer as his full time career. Cause I swear.
God, man would make bank.
um. So would you say so? Bleach art style evolves during its run.
Hmm.
Would you say you prefer Bleach in the Thousand Year Blood War arc or the Substitute arc in terms of art?
Oh, definitely Blood War.
Would you say you prefer his new style that started near the, I would say, the middle of the rank arc? I mean, it evolved slowly, but like you really start to notice like the differences near the rank arc.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I do. I mean, like his earlier art, like I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had a lot of personality too.
He's got a lot of character. I think like he still has so much character. Like there's so much character in his early art as well.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not it just lacks that kind of like wow factor that the later kind of art has for me.
Mm.
Um, but again, still good, still like enough to keep me like reading. Um, like it looks better than a lot of manga that I've read.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
It's just again, it's just that wow factor that the later art has for me that I like so much.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was all the questions I had. So I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah, there you go. What are your thoughts? I've been talking for the last like 5-10
Yeah,
minutes.
you have. All right. So let me just start. I guess we'll just do it in the same order that I did you. So.
Yeah.
What was the thing? Okay. What did I think of everything? Oh man. What a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. That's why you had me going on for
Here
like
I am on the
5
receiving end now. I see what it feels like. God, what is Bleach to me? I guess. That's a good way to rephrase it. I guess. What did I think? Bleach is so good. I think, even like, I still really like the substitute arc. I think the substitute arc is still really good. It may not, the substitute arc may not have the fight scenes that the later arcs have, but I still think there's so much still character there, just within that arc. Just, you know, I don't value fight scenes. I do really like fight. I don't value fight scenes as much as you do. On the scale, you know. I can watch something if something just has good fights, but the plot is like not interesting. Like it's hard for me to be like, well, okay, this is a cool fight, but why do I care? I guess we can call it. And this is a bad example because I've actually read the webtoon and I really like the webtoon, but the God of High School Syndrome, where God of High School, the anime, the fights are amazing, right? It's Mappo's like first outing, really.
Yeah. And then High School, one of my favorite shows of the season, just because of those fights.
Yeah, and they killed it. For me, when I watched it, I was like, I don't really care that much.
Yeah, which is completely valid.
I was so excited for God of High School too because I do like the webtoon so much. But it was just like, man, why'd they? This is not how you adapt a fucking anime, like a media, you know?
Yeah.
I know people talk about the fight scenes as part of the hype moment, but people don't watch a show just for the hype scenes, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You need some foreplay before the before the climax, you know.
And for me, Bleach was able to deliver on that, you know. I care about characters a lot more in a manga. So if a manga has amazing, like good characters, I like it a lot, which is why I read a lot of romance manga. And Bleach did it for me, man. Like I don't know, Bleach was enough for me to be like, yeah, Bleach is awesome. The fight scene's impeccable. This whole blend, I'm invested in these characters now. And that's what I think. I think Bleach is amazing. I think it really is really good. It may not. It may hold the other two of the big three higher than it. But that doesn't mean I don't think Bleach deserves the big three status. You know?
Yeah. People really be out here calling Bleach not one of the big three still.
I know. It's so crazy to me. But alright, yeah, that's what I think about Bleach. I think Bleach is pretty good.
Alright. Yeah.
Do I have a favorite fight? Favorite part? I don't know.
Favorite moment, yeah.
I guess I would say the one that stands. This is so basic. I feel like I mean, I guess the Okioryo fight is pretty basic choice too. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
yeah, it's not exactly a deep moment.
the fucking the Mori King scene.
The scene.
Where Reggie's fighting Byakuya,
Mm.
and then him and Ichigo at the same time, like, say like they made a promise to themselves to save Rukia. Um, yeah, I love that scene because I love Renji. Renji's still my favorite character. Um, so, there you go.
Fair. Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right.
That scene. Um, I think that is pretty. I mean, that's an iconic scene. Everybody talks about that.
Yeah.
Mori King again. Still funny to me that Mori King has that scene in it.
Yeah. I didn't even know about that. Didn't even know about Bleach. when I read that.
Okay. Art style. Here's the art style question for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I prefer the art style and the substitute art versus it's a lot closer to me, for me, personally.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, the beginning has so much character. I think, more backgrounds, which
Yeah.
I really don't count that as a negative towards the rest of it, but I think it's pretty crazy how he could mesh the background. It's actually pretty hard to do in manga, like continually drawing backgrounds for each panel.
Yeah. Because you gotta establish like the background against the character in like black and white,
But in the substitute and Soul Society arc, he's pretty good at doing it. Um, he draws a lot of backgrounds for those two arcs specifically. And I just like the way that it looks. Like I don't know, it still exudes personality. Like it's still Bleach, and it's still sick looking.
Yeah, definitely.
It's different, but it's cool. I don't know. It's a hard choice for me. I can't say whether I prefer the beginning or the end.
Okay.
I think it's all just. I think it's just different. It changes.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
It looks pretty sick. All in all, I think he is an incredible. He's very talented at what he does in terms of.
Oh, very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, do you want to end this off with Ichigo, Kurosaki, the main character?
With Ichigo, our thoughts on Ichigo.
Yeah.
Man, I still have such a hard time giving my thoughts on Ichigo. Because he's like, when you're reading it, like he does have a presence. Like he's definitely got a personality. But it's just, for me, after like when I'm not reading about it, I just can't really get a hold on Ichigo's personality. He just feels a little formless to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he kind of, early Bleach, he definitely has a very strong personality for me. Like it's like I want to save my friends, but I don't want to go through too much trouble. I only want to protect my friends. And I want to protect people, but it's like I'm in over my head. There's too much going on. I can't handle this. But then as he starts to get more confident, then he kind of loses that aspect of it, and he's more just like, I kind of want to I want to fight for my friends.
Yeah.
But then, and I mean that stays constant.
Yeah.
But it's just the other aspects of his personality. Like what does he fight for?
Yeah.
Like besides protecting his friends, protecting the Soul Society, I guess. He fights mostly to protect, I guess. He's mostly a reactive.
He's definitely a reactive protagonist.
Which it's harder for me to latch on to that, because it's like, I kind of want to see my protagonist go out and do things for themselves. So Ichigo just didn't quite fill that.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a lot about Ichigo that I did like, though.
Yeah.
a lot about like his personality not being like the generic shonen
Uh-huh.
generic shonen protagonist. I really like that. Um, kind of being more on the cooler side, the cooler character side.
Yeah.
Instead of the kind of the lovable dork. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on Ichigo.
Okay. Hmm. So I sort of had a weird like realization
Yeah.
in like the week that we've been waiting to record this video. um, I don't know. I was just thinking about Ichigo because I sort of thought the same thing. I thought I did like him more, and I was like, I know I've talked about it in the Kinjao arc in the Orenka arc. I'm sure we had the conversation about how he's reactive. He's a little bitch for a little bit there.
Yeah.
And those are all everything you said. It's pretty valid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weird that he's just a reactive character in a shonen manga.
Yeah.
Cause that's like it's interesting. But what I realized was, and it sort of made me appreciate him a lot more as a character. I was thinking about Luffy, Naruto,
Right.
Asta, the other shonen protagonist, and how they're fixated on one goal, right?
Right.
Luffy wants to be the Pirate King. Naruto wants to become the Hokage. Asta wants to become the Witch King, and this drives the narrative forward. And that's how shonen usually works. And as you said, Bleach Ichigo doesn't work this way. He waits for the story to come to him essentially.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the Ginjao arc specifically,
because
I was thinking about Ichigo during this arc and how he doesn't really have a goal, right? He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an ambition like that. And I was thinking about how, and then I started thinking about real life, because Ichigo reminds me, like where am I going in life? I was thinking about Ichigo in that way, like Ichigo's just a high schooler. You know what I mean? Like
he is, yeah.
Like, and then he's been dressed up with all these abilities and powers, but like Ichigo doesn't have a direction, and sometimes people just don't have a direction in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just stuck and they don't know how to move forward. And I realized that it made me like Ichigo a lot more, but I still think like within the narrative, like okay, I appreciate Ichigo a lot more because it makes him feel like more real to me. Because I don't know if I've ever met somebody. I have met somebody like this, but it's not often that I meet somebody our age that has like dedicated like this is what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're sort of figuring it out. We're coming into adulthood, right? And that's what I felt about Ichigo, and that's what made me appreciate him as a young boy, I guess. Like a.
Yeah. No, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It's does make me think about it a little more. Think about him a little more.
But yeah, I still think as far as writing goes, that's cool. But it's still you have to push the narrative forward.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Ichigo. I really like him a lot, though. I think he's great. I think he's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I think he's got a good amount of sass on him.
He does have a good amount of sass on him.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts. That's Bleach. That is Bleach.
It's weird. Bleach.
It's weird capping this off now. Like we're not done with One Piece, But now we're done with Bleach, kind of. But
yeah.
Join us next time. But that's the finale of the Bleach manga. Maybe we'll read the light novels one day. Don't know when.
Yep. If we do, and if it's like enough to change our like opinions on stuff, maybe we'll make a video on it.
Yeah, but I do want to sit on this because this is the base.
Yeah.
This is the manga. I want to sit on this before we get into the extra material. But yeah, well, weird ending. Well, like, little more serious discussions here at the end of Two Boys Drink Bleach. We're not as hype as we usually are talking about Bleach.
No.
But it is sad. It is sort of we're moving
on. kind of a melancholy ending.
Melancholy. We're moving on.
Yeah, because it's different from ending Two Boys One Piece, because One Piece is still going.
We're
One
not gonna
Piece
be
isn't
done
over
with that series for years, probably.
for another years. Whereas Bleach, it's over. Like,
it's over. We can watch the movies.
Yeah, we can watch the movies.
We can talk about a certain other series. But once that happens, it's like even that certain other series, like it's not. It is Bleach, but it's not Bleach.
It's not. Yeah, it's not Bleach.
So it's a little sad.
It's just kind of it's kind of sad.
And I can't imagine. I can't imagine now being a Bleach fan. Like, is this how we're gonna like? Imagine how when One Piece ends, what we're gonna feel like. I feel like I'm gonna cry.
I know, honestly. Man.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit. That's a lot of thoughts, but yep.
Question for the future.
Two boys drink Bleach. I had fun.
I had a lot of fun too.
I had a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this series, because otherwise I never would have read Bleach. Not gonna lie. Like, it's just.
It probably would have taken me a little longer to get to Bleach.
Yeah.
If I hadn't done this series.
Yeah, again, I probably never would even touched it, because I watched the first episode a long time ago, didn't like it, so I'm like, okay, maybe Bleach isn't for me.
But it looks gonna be misleading. I guess I didn't talk about it, but I still have so much more to say sometimes. I can still talk for like another hour probably.
Of course.
But Bleach has an interesting beginning. I think I'll talk about it more in another video. Specifically in well, we got 2 of the big 3 down. I wonder what's next.
I wonder what the next series is gonna be.
Stay tuned for that. If you can guess. I mean, like, you can guess. It's not that hard to figure out.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we'll see y'all in the next video. We're going to be bringing you the end of the season discussion sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's in the next 2 weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
And maybe the first season, maybe the first episode discussions. That might be a little more further down, but
yeah, I mean, that is happening. Like, by the time of this video, like, next week. Next 2 weeks is the first start of the next season, and we're not even done with this season. So
God.
We'll see how that goes.
I don't know if we can continue the seasonal anime videos, bro. This is kind
of. It's just the fact that the start of the season and the end of the season are so close together. But
honestly, my God.
That's besides the point.
That's besides the point. Regardless, thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, but I know nobody did. But if you did, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for
thanks a lot.
Thanks for everybody who's been watching all these. I know none of y'all are listening to this because nobody watches the videos this long.
No, but if you do make it this far, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thanks for commenting. Maybe we'll read Kaito Joker.
we might read Kaito Joker.
Because somebody commented. I have to at least give it a shot.
It's our first request, so we'll see.
We'll see how that goes. We're kind of busy right now with seasonal anime, so
yeah.
So yeah, but thank y'all for watching very much, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.